We're here at the grand opening of the Jafco Children's Ability Center. This is a very historic day here in the Jewish community of South Florida. We have Debbie Wasserman Schultz about to cut the ribbon, and we will be meeting with leaders of this important facility right after these messages.
Silence. This is what many of our Jewish brothers and sisters in Broward County hear on a daily basis. The Jewish Federation of Broward County is committed to lending a helping hand to every single one of them, but all of us need to come together. If you need help or can join us in lending a helping hand, visit jewishbroward.org.
The Life Extension Foundation is a non-profit institute with a 37-year track record of discovery that is light years ahead of the medical establishment. To learn more about the Life Extension Foundation, log on to immortalitynow.com.
Welcome everybody to Jafco's Children's Ability Center. I'm Debbie Wasserman Schultz, a member of Congress representing our community in our nation's capital, and it is such an incredible privilege to do so. I want to congratulate everybody here, but particularly my my colleagues in the from the state legislature. The work they did in a bipartisan way is an example to us all, and should be an example to us all. Both Nan and Ellen really have gone to bat and been a voice for children through their entire careers. I'm really proud to be able to join all of you today, and I want to speak just briefly because for me, as a mom with young kids, not as young as they used to be, as so many people here have been asking me, you know, how old are the twins now? Well, they're 15, and my little one is 11. So we're still balancing work and family, and we're still dealing with the challenges that there are every single day for parents. But the parents that bring their children to this center and that will receive the respite services from this center really have obstacles that most of us cannot comprehend. And in our faith tradition, we embrace not only Tikkun Olam, but we embrace L'dor v'dor, from generation to generation. And we know that in times of strife, in our personal lives, in the lives of our people, at the end of the day, our community comes together to preserve our traditions, to teach one another that we need to be there for one another and that there are no strangers. And that's why having a center like this one is so critical, because we want to make sure that in our community, no matter what happens, no matter what life throws in your path, that we are always going to be there for each other. This is a community in South Florida that has always come together, and our role here today is to lift others up, and I'm so proud to be able to be a part of it. Congratulations to Jafco.
We're with some of the staff here at Jafco. What are your thoughts on this day?
This is one of the most amazing days that we've ever had. It's like a baby that's just been born. We've worked very hard to create this center, and this is just an amazing day for us.
It's a wonderful, wonderful day for the world, really life-changing, and we thank everybody for being here.
Thank you. Linda, that was a beautiful opening ceremony. You're going to take us for a little walk through the facility.
It'll be my pleasure. I'm looking forward to just sharing with you all of the spaces that the families will be utilizing when they come here for a day of respite or a day of any kind of activities.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Okay, we are now here at the general store, and this is a space that we envision to teach children who we know we're trying to, raise children to be well-functioning adults in our community, to teach them about exchanging money and how to utilize money. And here's a place where they can purchase things and use token economy when they're here for a day to exchange their token for toy items. But this is where they can learn to use money so that when they're in the community, they'll know more about how to function in the community. We are now in the art room. It's a little hard to hear, but this is a really fun place. Here's a place where we're teaching children fine motor skills, following direction. This is a place where children we have planned activities. So when children come for a day of respite, we have a structured activity that goes along with the season. And this is also a place where parents can come to. We are now in our Fun and Fit gym, and this is a place where children come for a planned activity where they can learn different skills, gross motor skills and fine motor skills. This is also a place where our physical therapist and occupational therapist might also use to work with the children. We're very excited about this room because not only is it good for the children, but we also plan on having activities for parents in this room as well. This is one of our therapy rooms, and this is where children who are going to be getting individual physical therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, or ABA services would come. We are now in the music room where our music curriculum goes on with children, and there's a planned activity each time they come, and they get to participate, they learn to follow directions and play different instruments. We are now in the life skills room where young adults learn about employability skills and home life and daily activities of daily life such as laundry, culinary, as well as employability skills. We are in the Computer Whiz Lab right now, and we know that our children love technology. And here's a place that becomes a place for learning because we have lots of apps that teach them, as well as a reward situation where children can come and earn time in this room when they're with us for the day. When children are with us, we have a variety of outside play activities, which encourages working on gross motor skills, playing, and just having a good time with friends. We are now in our respite home, which provides respite care for children to spend an overnight and up to 2 weeks annually. This is a 6-bedroom home, each bedroom with their own bathroom, and this is a place where children can stay so that parents can get a break and children can learn very important skills. We are now in one of the rooms, one of the 6 rooms at the Jafco Respite Home, and in this room is just for one child. Each child has their own bathroom and a private place for all of their belongings, and children can stay here for one night or up to 2 weeks annually.
With us now is Franco. A pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Momentous day you're having here.
Yes.
And you're the director of Jafco in this entire area, the multiple facilities, I understand.
Yes, I am. Jafco started 22 years ago in 1992, and we began focusing on child abuse and neglect in the Jewish community. And that was something that was really denied by the Jewish community until Jafco was in existence. And 12 years ago, we opened the Jafco Jewish Children's Village, which is the only Jewish children's village of its kind in the entire United States. Today, we're opening the Jafco Children's Ability Center, which is a center for children with developmental disabilities, autism, spina bifida, cerebral palsy, and other disabilities. So we're very excited to be adding to our mission today.
Tell us of some of the programs you actually have at this facility.
Well, this facility is a support facility. The goal is to keep children living at home for as long as possible. When a parent has a child with a developmental disability, they want to raise them, but it is extremely, extremely difficult for them to do that. They need tremendous support because often they are working 24 hours a day with medical issues, with behavioral issues, and it's exhausting. and there is really no help, for them. So we decided, what if we built one center in the middle of the Jewish community and we had everything from the moment of diagnosis. One of the things that's really alarming is that 1 out of every 10 babies born today will be diagnosed with a developmental disability. So this is an epidemic that we're facing. We wanted to create a beautiful center where parents would be happy to come, where they feel that they belong, and we would have social work support. So on the first day that they get the diagnosis, when they're grieving and crying, that they can call and a social worker will take their hand and say, we can help you. We can help you with referrals for doctors and schools and therapists. You're not alone. We also have parent support groups where the parents can come at no charge and they can meet other moms and other dads that are going through the same thing, and hopefully that will help them. We know that having a child with a developmental disability does break families apart, and we want to try to save families. After that, there's occupational therapy, speech therapy, physical therapy, behavior therapy. Any kind of therapy that they will need will also happen here. The children can also come and have fun activities. They can play in the gym, they can have art, they can do music, anything that typical children do but don't get to do because they have a disability. And then, once the parents are comfortable, we are doing something that is not being done anywhere in the country, in the Jewish and non-Jewish community, and that is that we are offering overnight respite. The parents can schedule a weekend or even a week where their child stays here. We have a beautiful respite home with 6 bedrooms and 6 baths, and they can take the first vacation or Saturday night out often of their life since the child was born. So we're very pleased to be able to do that and really reduce the amount of suffering that is happening in the Jewish community as it relates to this, and also the amount of isolation, because these families are very, very isolated. They feel very alone, and hopefully outside today there'll be thousands of people and they'll feel like the community truly cares about them.
Also very important, what are your plans for the future?
Our plans for the future is to fully operationalize this building. It is very, very expensive to take care of children with developmental disabilities. Sometimes each child that comes through these doors needs their own staff. Some of the children will need 2 to 3 staff to manage them. So we're looking at an opening budget of $1 million for the coming year, and that could easily go to $5 million a year, and we need to get the community involved and have the money so that we can help the children. And then we'll just create more and more great programs as the money comes in.
Before we conclude, what message would you like to share with our audience?
I just wanted to say that the Jewish community is always out there leading the way, changing the world for our community, and I think that this project is just another wonderful example of how generous and how philanthropic Jewish people are, and hopefully other communities around the world will really see that that is the essence of the Jewish people.
Absolutely. Tikkun Olam is so very important. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
I'll be right back.
Clap our hands. Can we get a tickle? Can we get a tickle tickle? Smile. A little smile. Yeah, there you're smiling. One.
You have dreams of, having a family, having children, help your children grow, become independent adults, college, and have the future like any other parent dream about.
You live the rest of your life happily ever after, and your children are
grown and have the grandchildren, all of that. The regular dreams that most couples have.
know how to do everything with Rebecca. Like my parents, they teach me just in case, you know, there's an emergency or something. I know how to vent her, I know how to feed her by mouth and G-tube, I know how to suction her, and I know how to do all those things. She inspired me to be a doctor. I either want to be an otorhinologist, which is an ENT, or a neurologist.
The vision of living a life happily ever after together, and that not happening, obviously, is devastating.
My favorite sport is baseball and tennis and bowling and basketball and soccer ball and hockey and baseball. I love my brother every day because he always plays baseball and he's number 19 and number 5.
I'll be there every moment, every minute. Whenever, if he's in trouble, there's no doubt that I'll be there. I'll do anything for him, no matter what.
My knowledge of autism was Rain Man, and so I didn't know. The speech therapist was here, and she said to me that if I were you, I would have him checked out by a neurologist. Just the first time I was here, I saw some signs that, you know, concerned me. So she left, and I cried hysterically. We were just married 20 years. Our friends are planning trips to Greece, to France, to celebrate their 20th anniversary. And we can't even go out for dinner because we can't figure out who's going to take care of Ben. And it's not a typical kid where you could just ask the girl next door to come in and babysit, because they have to know how to deal with him if he does have that meltdown or his needs aren't met and he becomes destructive or physical.
The Jafco program is going to be providing programs with greater intensity than we've seen before in our community. There's not been a respite that would be a couple of weeks at a time so that families actually could take a vacation or handle some kind of family crisis without the demands of their child with a disability. Children can go there, participate in activities, become familiar with the setting, and then when it's time for an overnight stay, it's already familiar to them. It's not like they're just going and being placed in a strange environment. They know the building, they know the people, and it'll be much easier for them.
The hope is that the respite center will provide a place where our kids feel safe, that it's okay if they keep asking 100 times, hey, do you want to play with my Leapster game? Hey, you want to play with my Leapster game? And nobody's going to go, my God, you just said that 100 times. What's wrong with you? That, you know, nobody will be making fun of them. And that they'll have a chance to do things that typical kids do, you know, to play, to like have an ice cream party or to have a dance or, you know, any other type of social, a party, you know, any things that typical kids would look forward to that our kids sometimes get excluded from or not invited to. That I think it would be good for them, and it would be a social outlet for me as a parent as well, to be able to talk to other moms and dads and stuff who are in the same situation. I need it. I need it. I need it bad. I feel really lonely. I keep telling him I have no friends anymore because nobody wants to hang out with us. Because things are just too hard. You know, we used to, when Jason was little, I mean, we'd go out. Like I said, we'd go out with other families. We'd go to a restaurant. We'd go to a movie. We can't do that with Ben because it's unpredictable. And then other families, they don't want to do it after they do it a couple times because they realize it's not always nice to get the looks. To hear a kid scream, for your kid not to share with the other kids. So, yeah, we need it. Everybody needs to feel like they belong.
Say goodbye to all your pain and sorrow. Say goodbye to all those lonely nights. Say goodbye to all your blue tomorrows. Now you're standing in the line. I know sometimes you feel so helpless. Sometimes you feel like you can't win. Sometimes you feel so isolated. You'll never have to feel that way again. You are not alone. You're not alone.
Mommy and Daddy, I love you.
With us now is Linda Sachs. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Same here. Nice to meet you.
Pretty historic occasion this. Tell us a little bit about what's going on today.
Well, today we are celebrating a huge milestone, not just for South Florida and the Tri-County area, but we are, you know, celebrating what is a model program for our country, where for the very first time, under one roof, are services for the entire family, for parents that have a child from birth through 22 with a developmental disability. And under one roof, we are sharing this amazing and very challenging journey with families who, for the most resourceful parents, are really hard-pressed to find resources and get the support they need, understand their child's diagnosis, and get services for their child, and get the support that they need. So we are creating a whole agency, a whole program and center that's all-inclusive. It's like a one-stop shop that serves the needs of the parents, the typical siblings, the extended family, as well as the child or young adult with a developmental disability.
Looking at the big picture of these concerns nationwide and internationally, this actually is a rather unique facility, one of a kind, in fact, I understand.
Right. And what makes it unique is the fact that we're not serving just one diagnosis or disability, but all developmental disabilities, and that we really pride ourselves in embracing and taking care of the entire family, because we know that very often parents are isolated and really challenged to figure out like what their game plan is and what their next step is and how to go about finding the best kinds of resources and, you know, what kinds of treatment approaches, you know, their child needs. So we provide everything from counseling, support groups, sibling support groups, to social skills group for the child who is lacking in language and social skills, We are providing services in terms of the therapies, the occupational therapy, the physical, the speech, ABA, which stands for behavioral services, as well as what's so few and far between respite services, both during the day as well as extended and overnight. And we have a lovely 4.3 acre center here that has a 2-story resource center, as well as a almost 5,000 square foot respite home with 6 bedrooms in it. We hope one day we have enough land and plans for 2 additional homes, but right now we have one that's a 6-bedroom home where each child can have a lovely room all to themselves with their own bathroom, and our staff, of course, is highly trained and skilled in dealing with children of a variety of exceptionalities. So we're here, our name is the Ability Center, and it's because we really see children with a developmental disability having abilities and strengths, and we are here to help young people grow into functioning, high-functioning, participating adults. And we recognize that everybody learns differently, but everybody has abilities and strengths.
All of these are such essential endeavors. How is Jafco actually funded?
We are very grateful to have 2 grants right now, and we're just at the beginning of our process here, but we have 2 county grants through Children's Service Council and Children's Service Administration, one for intensive case management and one for respite services, and both of those are Broward County grants, but we are looking forward to receiving funding and grants for Palm Beach County residents as well as Dade County residents. And if people are not eligible due to where they live or eligibility criteria, or all of our services are for everyone and it's private pay. But we recognize that families, many families need assistance, and we are in full swing to try to find other funding sources.
All that you're doing is so very commendable. Thank you so much for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for being here today.
This concludes our special program for today from On Location at the Jafco Children's Ability Center. I'm Richard Peritz. Thank you for being with us.